So, in this episode of The God of High School, this episode was crazy. My gosh, let me just explain everything and tell you how I thought. So, bro, at the beginning, literally, this blue-haired guy just came out flexing his, car and his silver, super shiny car and saying his, English, my gosh, throughout this English, 10 out of 10, my gosh, it just made me laugh, mamma mia, and it just everything, please marry me, or everything, what, and how could MIRA just accept his marriage? I don't understand that. This guy just comes up flexing and everything, and he just tells him how amazing he is. And MIRA, you know, if someone asks you on the street for when he gets out of his nice shiny car, don't you think don't you think that's a bit, suspicious, MIRA? Anyway, so yeah, we mostly continue, and that beginning I forgot to say, where with the comics, my gosh, that was good. That was good. That's what I want at the beginnings. That was that. I felt like that was paying lots of respect to the webtoon, because it was in that way. That was great. I love that. That isn't my favorite part of this episode though. It will come up later on, and yeah, we get to see what he's good at, and he's the strongest martial art there is. There's a picture of him. He's really muscly, and he's just a super in the background. My gosh, that was just making me laugh. And then the more and the more we go through, we get to see a whole bunch of MIRA's backstory and everything. And man, I'm not prepared. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for this. And we get to see how after her grandfather, I assume, dies, she goes on to live with some other person as what she told her as a successor, and it wasn't going too well. This other person wasn't as strong as him, and many people who could have been his successor, she's her grandfather's successor, just left, and he was having a hard time. Okay, Mori, just you literally are taking so long to order between these two burgers. You are taking so long. Why do you take so long, Mori? Okay, and yeah, Mori, of course, the protagonist, always finds out about all of our other characters' problems, and what he does, it just calls to your hand, and I have to say, I kind of liked how it looked. He was in that costumes, he's may have been a delivery service, but I have to say, it looked cool. It looked really, really cool, and I liked it, even though it's part of his job. I don't think I remember this in the webtoon, that's why I thought it was really, really cool. He just called Dewey, and Mori, he overreacts. Okay, I don't know why his grandmother said that she's gonna get taken away and locked up in a basement and get tortured by this guy. What is Mori's grandfather up to? Why does he say that? From movies, there's always stuff behind the scenes which is actually true and what is happening. I don't think Mori's grandfather actually, knows what happens behind the scenes in the movies. And cool title cards, like always. Super, super cool title cards. And MIRA's getting prepared for her marriage, and I forgot to say, this doesn't really look like MIRA. When I first looked at her, she looked like a complete stranger to me. She was wearing white and everything. I could tell it's her, but not really. I'm so used to seeing a different version that it seems like she's completely changed. It's you could say it resembles something or anything. It just doesn't look like her, and it's not her. About when she's going to this marriage, it's not who she is. So why, should she do this? I guess you can say that represents it like that. And yeah, and then her dad realizes that this marriage isn't good. This marriage, she can't have this. He doesn't want her to have her marry this guy, because he thinks she's too young to marry. Because this guy is like, he wants to marry MIRA, but as he was explaining it to her, that I don't think MIRA caught, that he was mostly talking about more the sword than her herself. And that's not really how love works. You don't, like, you want to marry someone for a successor, but if they don't care about you, do you really want to marry that person? Answer it in the comments. So would you want to marry a person who only cares about some sort of object and not you, who does care about you, but not as much as the object? He cares about that thing from you more than yourself. Would you want to marry that guy? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to marry him. And yeah, he basically is saying that to MIRA, but MIRA is like, MIRA just doesn't know that he just wants the sword. She's so obsessed with finding a successor that she is just like blinded by it and doesn't actually see what the true love is. And the marriage is about to start, and then we get a flashback or some sort of scene with this blue guy in the same church again. It's in the same church, religious cult, whatever you call it. And yes, it has been confirmed that he just wants this power to summon God. Like, what? That's definitely crazy to some. Not always, not all of them, but that's definitely like, what? To summon God? Like, we saw stands in the last episode, so I guess that makes sense. And there's more of this episode. And then we see, probably, that I use for the thumbnail, Mori having, like, I don't know, what would you say, lollipop or ice cream, whatever you call it. He had that in his mouth with glasses on. Mike, that was a 10 out of 10 scene. Like, you're not even, don't question it, because it was just that good. I loved it. I just love it. I'm just saying everything is great. And then, like, as the marriage is about to begin, Mori is like, sees her sister crying, and he's like, I can't, like, let her get married. It's not good for her. So Mori runs up really closely, or runs to the door to stop the marriage, but the bodyguards are then. He's like, he can't use Taekwondo or Taekwondo for some reason. We don't know. I think he doesn't use it. I'm not quite sure myself why he doesn't. But I think it's probably something he has to, like, obey, or has to, like, you know. It's like, let's say a law or a rule, you can't use Taekwondo or Taekwondo in public. And he was struggling about that. And then DY comes, and he just decides, give a little nudge, just give a little push. They all fell down. The bodyguards, they all fell down. Okay, we thought that Silver Car was flexing. Okay, this is bigger flexing. This is just, the ultimate flex. And then they interrupt the marriage, and he's like, he interrupted my marriage. I guess my bodyguards were useless. And like he does, he always uses some English in there. And, I'm so glad that they're coming. That's what we needed. We needed them. We really needed to become to stop this marriage. And yeah, Mira feeling uncomfortable. You can see why, because look, she's getting married. Her wish is coming true, but is her wish worth coming true? That's the thing. And yeah, she just wanted them to leave. She wanted her to obtain this wish, which we all disagree with is not a good wish, not a healthy one. And then Daewoo comes in, and Mori trying to stop this guy because the blue head guy who does really, that English, decides to attack them, but Daewoo hand just gets literally the blade cut some blood out of Daewoo, but he caught a sword. He caught that sword. Daewoo is continuing to do his ultimate flexes. He's like, we thought the blue guy was flexing, but if you're flexing on a flexer, you're already flexing even harder. You're showing off how good you are. And Mori does his protagonist talk to try and save MIRA, but it doesn't seem to be working because she is not having a good time. She's just saying, let me have my wish. I don't need to go to the tournament if I already have my wish. And then she keeps on punching him until she accidentally punches like her, the one who looked after her, or I don't know, father, or like a father figure. And then she starts to realize that this isn't worth it. She realizes in what the others were thinking, and she decides, cancel out the wedding. And then my favorite English scene from this guy was, "Stop fooling yourself, you stupid little girl." Like, if you watched it, you would know what I meant, but okay, it's kind of funny. I couldn't take that seriously. And then he has a JoJo stand too. Like, what are these guys? What are these things? Are they JoJo stands? It's like a samurai stand. What is going on? Why is everyone having a stand? Why they're fighting against him against a stand? And yep, MIRA does what she does, and she literally obliterates him without a sword. She uses her hand instead of her own sword, because MIRA is that's amazing. And then he even steals, after the wedding's over, the amulets and everything comes, and he ends up stealing the sword. But she realizes that she doesn't need the sword. She's got her friends, she's got her family. She realizes all of that, but it's not all happy ever after. It's not where the story or this episode ends. DY literally sees his friend suffering so much because he's not moving anymore. He's struggling. The people there are being so serious as he is, like, DY is losing it because he sees his friend or close one, his best friend, literally about to die, and he literally can't take it anymore. Because when some people come up to him while he's doing his job, what DY does, he beats the living animal ever out of him. No swearing included into this video. He literally punches him and blood even starts to come out. And he is really mad. He is broken right now. He wants to get money. He wants to do it. He doesn't like people disturbing him. You messed with the wrong guy. You messed with the wrong person. As he's been going through all this hard times with his friend and everything. And then the next day when they were fighting, when MIRA versus DY Han, I hope I've been saying his name right, this entire time, literally, DY Han loses it and starts to punch and beat her up, even hitting her in the spot, and he keeps on hitting her, and she gets severely damaged. MIRA can even stand a fighting chance against him. And even the person or the ref, whatever you call it, in the boxing arena or the wrestling arena, I don't know, literally comes to have to stop him because it was going insane. And then whereas Mori was shocked, like, my gosh, he was like, DY, what's happening? Why are you doing this? And then after the battle, DY says, I'll meet you in the finals. Like, DY knows Mori's gonna win against this guy because he realizes that he's probably the protagonist of the show. Oh yeah, he's definitely the protagonist of the show. He's definitely going to win the next fight. And this episode was really, that ending got me by surprise. I wish I was prepared, but this episode strengthens their bond a lot. It strengthens all of them together and probably weakens it by the end with DY Han and Mori. And if I'm gonna say how am I gonna rate this episode, I'm gonna rate it a 6.9, 69 out of 100, 69% out of 100. That is definitely a good rating. So anyway, that wraps up for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like the video. If you want to support me in this long journey of YouTube, I suggest you subscribe. Remember to subscribe, everyone. It's not subscribe anymore, it's subscribe. Remember to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy your day. So bye bye and peace out.